everyone, welcome back to my channel again. So we are in school and in front of us is a major intersection, and we will have to choose one out of three different paths: science, commerce and humanities, and we are stressing. Well, back then, at this point of time, even I was unsure. I was never confident as to what I really liked, what I was good at, or what I wanted to become. But the choice had to be made. So, in this video, I'm going to give you three different things. First, I'm going to provide you with a list of the top in demand professions that you can opt for across all streams. Second, I'm going to provide you with certain ways that will help you choose a particular profession. And thirdly, which is the most important point, and that is I'm going to talk about certain wrong reasons for choosing a particular profession. So stick around and watch the whole video. Do not forget to share, subscribe, and like my channel, and reach out as much as possible. So I have put together for you a list of some of the popular career choices today. Let's have a look at it. In science, you can go for robotics or mechanical engineering. Then there is product designing or industrial designing. Then you can go for medical. In medical, you can opt for physiotherapy or nutritionist. Then you can go for either engineering or environmental studies or manufacturing. Data scientist is also getting a lot of limelight these days. You can also go for software developer or game developer. Cyber security is also another option. Then we have animators, we have technical writers, and so on. Coming to humanities or arts, you can opt for civil services. You can either go for law, or you can also opt for psychology as a major. In psychology, you can opt for clinical psychology, organizational psychology, counseling. Under counseling, you can go for sports psychology or career counseling. Then you can choose media. Under media, you can go for mass comm journalism, communication, or advertising. You could also be a commercial artist. You could either choose hospitality or event management. Then we have content writers, authors, editors. You could also go for you could also work for national security agencies like the CBI or the FBI. Then we have marketing and sales jobs, digital marketing. Then designing. In designing, you can go for fashion designing, jewelry designing, interior designing. Then we have international relations, like maybe a diplomat or intelligence specialist, or maybe you could work with the World Bank or United Nations, World Health Organizations, and so on. You could also work with language skills. If you're competent at language, you can go for translators, linguists, or writers. Coming to commerce, you can go for business management, financial consulting. Then you could go for accountancy. You could be a statistician, a data analyst. You could be a certified financial planner. Then you could also go for CA. Then banking. In banking, you can opt for investment banker or private equity or maybe venture capital. Then also we have company secretary. Then you could also be financial analyst or maybe stockbroking, insurance, and so on. Additionally, there are jobs like business management and teaching that can be undertaken with any specialization. Even if you've got a clear picture as to what could be your preferred profession, I still suggest you should go for a detailed research over various sources like the internet, then magazines, newspapers, to get far more clarity and understanding over your decision. So, supposedly you want to become a fashion designer or you want to become a nutritionist. So you can turn to Google and you can search for a day in the life of a fashion designer or a day in the life of a nutritionist. And you can get a snippet of what the profession, what that career option entails and calls for. So in that way, you can get some clear idea as to the voyage of that profession. And also one more important thing to be taken into consideration would be the income range. The income range and the demand of it in your state or the country are some of the major deciding factors. Here's where your family, friends, and relatives play a very crucial role. So you can have a small chat or a conversation with a practicing professional in order to get far more clarity and a detailed understanding of the real life scenario. Okay, and you could also search in YouTube. In YouTube, you'll come across a number of channels that air interviews over various career options so that you get a good image of what a particular profession entails. Ikigai. What's that? Well, Ikigai is a Japanese concept that helps you to understand your purpose for a long, healthy, and peaceful life. So, you know, any work that you are good at, any work that you love doing, any work that could be paid for, and anything that the world needs it at the same time would be your ikigai. So, in that way, you can shuffle around your desired professions in order to find out what your ikigai is. Well, the next technique that will help you understand which profession to go for would be peer feedback. Now, peer feedback plays a very important role. You can ask people around you, the closed ones, you can ask your tribe as to what you are good at. What do they praise you for? Ask your friends what your strengths are. So, in that way, you'll get a far better picture as to what your strengths are, what you are competent at, what your skills are, and that will help you to choose a particular profession. Isn't it true that there are multiple forces around us which influence our decisions? I mean, consciously, unconsciously, we often fall upon these negative forces that determine our decision. So, let me talk about some of these influences that we should be careful of as far as decision making is concerned. The first one is marks. Well, I have got 95% in my boards. I should definitely go for science. Oh no, I just got 75%. I have to take up commerce now. Well, there is no such formula as good marks or great marks, as far as your decision in the subject is concerned. For example, let me give you a scenario. Think of your topper in your class. So, your topper might have scored the highest marks in physical education. But that doesn't prove his expertise as a very good player. Similarly, a very good basketball player might perform well in English, but he cannot decide to choose writing as his career only with reference to his marks in the subject. So, stop deciding on a particular profession with reference to your marks in the boards or in your school. See, to some extent, it is important. It does give you a hint of your inclination towards what your interest is, but that should not be a blindfold conclusion. The next influence that I would want to talk about is your family, of course, your family and friends. So, supposedly you've got very poor marks in physics, you've got 40% marks in your physics paper, but your family of engineers wants you to study or take up science just to carry on with their legacy or just to continue their tradition. Or maybe you have an inclination towards language or humanities, but your best friend is taking up commerce. So, stop getting persuaded by these factors. Go what you are good at, go what you really love studying. In the long way, it is definitely going to help you out. Next, I'm going to talk about your fancy, fictitious ideas. Ask yourself, is my choice of stream or a profession in reference to some movies or web series on Netflix? Well, let me tell you one thing, that movies and these shows, they often dramatize and exaggerate its content just to attract views. They are often misleading. So it's important that we do our research before we draw any conclusion from these movies, especially about career options. And the final influence that I would be talking about today is fame and money. Well, undoubtedly, fame and money are super, super important and have to be taken care of, but that cannot be a major deciding factor. A quick experiment: drop a piece of bread in one of your rooms and the same amount of sugar in the other room, and see which one attracts the ants faster. The result is quite obvious. You come to the conclusion that the better the quality or the better the expertise, the more will be the demand of it. Okay, so always think of this experiment before deciding on a particular profession. I hope this video was helpful and it gave you somewhat a clear picture as to what you really want and how you would use these techniques to reach out your goal. Always remember, the best stream is the one that will help you fulfill your dreams, that will help you pursue your dreams. So happy journey, and please subscribe to my channel and share and like and subscribe, and do write in the comment section below if you have any questions or query regarding the content. Stay safe.